Yo, what up guys? Beside here with a champion guide for Woad-Painted, a champion who has been a meme and one of the most hated champion in Raid for a very long time. Not until they started doing a bunch of buffs and revisions on her, and now she's tagged as one of the best healers you can have in Raid for some content though. In this video, it was an idea from Wati, who asked me that he would love to see some spotlight on some underrated champions. Yes, this totally qualifies as one of those champions who has still been underrated in Raid. It's only used by some players who know her value, or some players who don't have any other champions to build, or for some niche content. So let me just draw your attention straight up to her A2. This is the only reason why she's on your team, no other reason. Unfortunately, I wished her A1 and A2 could be a little bit more useful. Then a lot of people will use her a little bit more, but this is the only thing she's doing on your team. So she removes all debuffs from herself, and then she also removes one random debuff from all allies. That's not a full team cleanser, but at least it helps a little bit, along with other champions maybe who do a little bit of cleansing for you too. She could do it better. But yeah, it's not a full team cleanse, but it works in some instances. She can remove everything from herself, but only one from all other allies. Then the healing part of this skill is why she's in your team. This champion will heal herself by 100% of her max HP. Whenever champions do heal based on their max HP, is crazy. They say 100%. That means if you can build this champion to 50k HP, she'll heal herself by 50k. It's gonna take her to full HP. If you can build this champion to 100k HP, she'll heal herself by 100,000 HP. So she will always be at full HP whenever she uses this skill. But now the other part of this skill is why she's in your team, because the excess heal, when she heals herself to full HP, the excess heal will go to your allies. 50% of their heal at least will go to them. Let me give an example. You build this champion with 100k HP. She's in battle. She has taken about 25k damage. That means she's left with 75k HP. If she gets a turn with this skill, she wants to heal herself by 100k, right? That's her full HP. Even if she's currently at 75, she will heal herself by 25%. That's her heal. Then the rest of the 75%, half of that will go to the other allies. That's a lot of heal. So normally champions are in the battle with 30k, 40k HP. She will most likely heal them to full HP, and we will test that in battle to see how this skill works. That's the only thing I want to see her do in battle. Now, this is on a 4-turn cooldown, which is kind of sad, but the more you can get this skill to happen, the more she'll be making sure your allies stay top in battle. So she also has a reflect damage, which is either here or there. It's not like it has this niche uses, and it's maybe for faction war or for some content specifically, but this is not, reflect damage is not the best buff. Maybe if she brought it along with increased defense or increased speed, then a lot of people might use her more, but reflect damage is too niche to be used in general content. So then she grants herself an extra turn. So while I say this skill is on a 4-turn cooldown when you spend booked on it, one book, which is awesome. This is the only skill you need to book. You don't need to book her A2 or I mean her A1 or A3. Only this skill is needed to be booked. She will grant Steph an extra turn, which means this skill is actually in 3-turn cooldown, because after doing this and then granting herself an extra turn means it's actually on a 3-turn cooldown. So how would I even bother going to the A1 block active skills? That's all you need to know about it. And the A3 block active skills also, that's all you need to know about it. There is nothing crazy about it. It's not like an AoE block active skills for 1 turn. It would have been amazing if this is AoE, but it's just a single target block active skills. This is a champion that most likely wants you to use against bosses, but you can't block the active skills of bosses. Then against wave content, you're trying to block all their skills, not just one of them. I guess you could do some on one champion and then use the A3 on another champion. Whenever she gets a turn, she blocks somebody's active skill, I guess, but it doesn't really make sense. Her damage is based off HP. This champion is a support champion who is there for healing. She's not here for damage, so I wouldn't recommend building crit rate on this champion. Let me head straight to her gear and show you how I build this champion, and then we'll test her in some battle, just one battle, because this is not a champion I want to test in 5 different places. No, she's not that crazy. She's not that good. All right, if I head over to my champions right here and sort it by recently used, you'll see my Woad-Painted build. Any champion in Raid Shadow Legends who needs a lot of HP, not for damage purposes, but for that healing. The higher the HP she has, the more healing she can do for your allies. Remember, the more surplus she can spread to them. 50% of the surplus. So that's the perfect set for HP champions like this. Is immortal. Whether you're new to raid in day 30, day 60, or that 1 year, you should have some immortal sets coming in right by now. Even newer players who start a week old had one piece of 3-star immortal set that is given to them from the campaign stages, right? So immortal is the best one. If you've been farming the clan boss, you get a lot of this immortal. That's the place you can get it from. And this set, the properties that she benefits from it is 50% HP and heals her by 3% every turn. So this means she's kind of healing herself. That means there'll be enough surplus for all your other allies. So whether you're new to raid or an older player, this is the best set for you. Now there are some other sets that is also recommended for any champion who needs to use one particular skill again and again and again and again. I'll draw your attention to this. Relentless set is the best one, so that she can get back to that A2 skill immediately as soon as possible. But the fact is, the truth I'll tell you right now, she's not one of the champions I will waste. Yes, I call it a waste. I would not waste my good relentless set on this champion. Now if you have some scrap relentless set, like I see I have a lot of it, I could slap some of it on her, and then when somebody else that is more important needs it, I take it back from her and give to that person. She could be one of those champions who is helping me hold my good relentless set until somebody who needs it comes around. But I wouldn't give her my best relentless set because this is not a champion I want to use every day. Why? Because in raid, we try to prevent the damage from coming in rather than heal from the damage when it comes in. So that's just one reason, I guess, because we try to do revive, maybe increase defense, decrease the damage of the bosses or the attackers that are coming in, rather than healing, reviving. So passive ways of reducing the damage from Duchess passive. There are many ways to prevent damage from coming in, rather than to do medicine after death. When you're dead, that's when you try to heal. But hey, there are some in the early games you have no choice but to use those apothecary, use those rector drought, use those reliquary tender, and now she joins the list of those champions who is a powerful healer like every team needs. Healer, reviver, or some sort of heavy shielding. So she falls in the healer category. So I just wanted to make some excuse for why I didn't want to give her my best relentless pieces. But this is a totally viable one for her to help you get to that A2 skill fast. Another one I'll draw your attention to that a lot of endgame players who are building up for those niche content usually use on her is reflex set. Now when you use reflex set on her, you go to your setup and make sure you turn off this skill. You don't want to use this skill in battle at all, so that the reflex set will reset the cooldown. Where is it? 40% chance to reduce the cooldown of that your A2, make you use it again and again in battle. So whether you're fighting in the hydra or something, everybody in your team will stay top. This is more of an end game set for those players who have been farming the Fire Knight, or if you use that for faction wars, maybe this is a set you want to give to her. But I wouldn't waste that on her. Those are two endgame sets. New beginner sets always go for triple speed if you don't have good immortal sets right now, because if she can go fast, that means she can use those skills again and again. All right, that's Woad-Painted. For her masteries, I would not recommend you get masteries on this champion, but for the sake of research purposes, like I normally do in these videos, I went ahead and got her the best masteries you need for any champion who needs to be a healer and champion who needs to go fast in the team. And that's it right here. The first one to increase the max HP that she has, and then this one increases the value of the heals that she gives. Those are the two important ones. You can even stop there after you get these two. You don't need any of these other extra ones that I'm getting, maybe to reduce the cooldown of her skill. Hopefully is the A2, and then of course this one to give her even more max HP. For some healers, they will usually go towards this one to make their turn meter boost. Some people go low, but she needs even more HP. That's why I went towards this Auxiliary of Life. She's a few champions who benefit from it. Damage, like I said, this champion is not built for damage. She probably could do some damage, but I'm not interested in testing that out. You don't want to build her both healer and damage dealer. Choose one. Choose a healer. And yeah, I guess if you use her for clan boss for some weird reason, War Master is the best way to go. There are some teams who also rely on War Master for everybody that is going towards the faction wars, because the barbarian faction is kind of easy with War Maiden chilling right here with High Cartoon and other champions. It should be an easy barbarian faction. You wouldn't need Woad-Painted to be the deciding factor whether you can take down barbarian faction or not. But I wouldn't make an argument for the offense 3 at all. When I finish this Masteries, I don't think I'll even finish this Mastery. She's going towards Retribution for that A1. So that's our Masteries. I check out other options on El-Haid's website if you want to see her PvP Masteries. I wouldn't recommend being used in PvP, but I guess there are some niche teams that could use her. Those tanky teams who has a healer like this who can keep annoying the enemies and lock their skills out with her A1 and A3. All right, for her blessing, every healer in raid usually goes for miracle heal. If you're gonna use her against champions or bosses, a lot of content these days kind of reduce your max HP, right? So she will kind of give you that miracle heal that will restore your depleted your destroyed max HP. So she will restore a portion of it by that amount of heal that she does. All those other new bosses that are coming in from the dungeons and so on, she can help you over there with miracle heal and even the hydra. So that's the mastery I'll put on her. Even if she's an epic, she'll still benefit a lot from this miracle heal. No, don't forget about all these other epic. It's not for those, are for your damage dealers to have. Editor Bricks here forgot to add her total stats. Here it is, close to 100k as possible, and then speed. That's all I wanted. Go close to 100k as possible and speed. Nothing else you need right here. The accuracy is enough to block active skills sometimes, but it's not required. I just added it because I could. So that's Woad-Painted. Let's head over into one battle where I'm going to show her how much she can heal my team for, and we'll call it a day. Like I said, this is not a champion I would normally bring into my teams, but now if there's a battle that requires me to use epics from this faction, barbarian faction, she could help me. I put together this team that I would consider a liability who probably go down or get damaged and all that stuff. So I put together this simple team to see if she can be the champion who keeps them topped off. I did turn off the healing that is coming from what's his name, these two champions. They won't be healing at all. They're just there for maybe for revive and reset the cooldown of these skills and see whether Woad-Painted can help me. I did also tell her to start the battle with her A1. If you don't tell her to do that, she'll probably start the battle healing everybody when their max HP is currently full, and you don't want that. So everybody's going to start with their A1s, and we're waiting to take some damage. Basically, we're just waiting to get hit and see how much we can heal for. All right, we'll keep doing our A1s until they damage us. I just want to see the healing happen right here. Come on, take a turn. Am I that fast that I'm lapping them by 3 times? All right, here we go. Now we're taking some damage. At least don't kill him. All right, now we're about to see how much healing we can do to this champion who is right here in the middle. I want to see it. I put it on 1 speed and let me hit the heal. And she's actually going to do it on herself and put that reflect damage on everybody. She heals herself for 59k on this dude. He doesn't even have to have up to that amount of healing. So that 59, not just him, everybody got that 59. She got something less. So if she healed for 59, I didn't show you my total stats on this champion, did I? Damn. I'll go back and show them my total stats after this battle. She's actually at almost 94k HP, because that's important for me to show, not just her. Skills. All right, we're taking a little bit of more damage again. Is that skill available yet? I don't think it's available. It's available already. I thought we just used it just now. All right, this time I'm going to see how much she heals herself for 100. Then she heals them for 54. She heals herself for 104. I'll be 108. And then she heals them for 54,000. This is what she does in battle. She's going to make sure the allies keep their health top. So no matter who you're going against, I'll also highly recommend you always have a reviver. That's why you see me adding Reliquary Tender into this battle. She cannot do revive, and sometimes your allies can get 1 hit and they're dead. So you need a reviver in a team like this. So maybe a reviver, a healer like her, and then 3 other damage dealer, debuffer, and all that. This is an idea you could use for dungeons, whether you're fighting the whether you're fighting the dragon, whether you're fighting the spider. No, well, not the spider. You can't heal through that. whether you're fighting the ice golem or any of these new dungeon bosses, she could really help in that content. That's just this damage, I mean this heal test I wanted to do. This is not a damage test. So the content I was seeing a lot of people using her against is content like this, where you need a lot of healing, this Iron Twins Fortress, because this boss is just too annoying. Maybe bring somebody else to deal with him, and then a bunch of champions. And then in Sun Devil or in this new Phantom Grove, these are areas where most end game players might be building her to be used as a default healer. Now, like I said, there are a lot of healers in Raid Shadow Legends, and she just doesn't cut it for me anymore. That's why she's going straight back to the vault where she belongs. But if you're new to Raid, you're wondering if this champion should be built or used, now you know how she works. If you don't have Apothecary, you don't have, who are my other healers? Why am I not currently user? I have a Vogot, 2 Vogots currently built on my team. I have champions who can make me go unkillable, you know. So when you have options like this, you have a tanky champion like Under Priest, and check out, when you have champions like this, you don't need her. But if you're new, you're trying to beat that faction war for barbarian, she could help you. So definitely I prefer to bring my legendaries into battle than to bring an epic who is gonna keep me topped off. I'd rather bring 2 Vogots sometimes into battle than her. So maybe some players are still of the mindset that she's still a mean and she's still a bad champion to build. That's why we have not been able to change our idea about this champion from how bad she used to be to now how good she is. She's still being seen for what she was known for, being a meme bad champion who has no purpose in Raid. But now, right now, I can tell you in 2023, you just saw from this video, she has some purpose, but she's gonna belong in my vault for now, just to be honest about it. I'm just doing this guide because it was requested. I'm not encouraging you to go build her and start using her unless you have to, unless you don't have any other options like I was just showing you right here. I'll even go further to show you some other options who do similar healing like she does, who are epics. Let me scroll to the epic category and show you champions that I'll bring into the battle. This is one of them. It no longer has artifacts. Who else is a good healer that kind of rivals? This is my Vogot. I mean, my Vrask is in my Doom Tower Boomer team. That's a healer I use right there. And you can see I have options for epic healers. So if you don't have all these options, I'd rather have a Demeter in Iron Twins Fortress. That's a Demeter I use right here, not just because of the healing, but also because of the block damage. So you see, champions have utility. They bring healing and something else. She just brings only healing, nothing else. That's why most people don't use her. Hopefully they can revamp her again and add a little bit more utility to her kit, so that a lot of people can start using her. Some people even prefer to use this champion as a healer because of all the buffs that he brings along. So you can see there are a lot of options for healers in Raid. If you don't have them, go ahead and use this champion for faction war or for the specific content you're trying to build. Let me know in the comments where you use this champion in 2023 and beyond. I'm looking forward to see where else she can be shining along with all these other great epic healers we have in the game right now. I'm hoping to learn from you guys also, and maybe I've not explored her in a lot of those other content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hopefully this one finds you well. And then if you have any other champion you want me to review like this, build out, master, and bring them out and give my honest opinion about it, I'm willing to do it. Just comment below and tell me their names, and I'll get back to you later, guys.